All right, welcome everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started. So first off, I'd like to introduce David Jones, a highly knowledgeable brokerage manager. He has years of experience guiding both agents and advisors. And David is known for breaking down complex concepts into simple, actionable strategies, as you're going to see in this IUL presentation. And now I just want to briefly touch on Insurio. So Insurio is completely free when you sign on with Penny. So I'm going to briefly touch on some of the offerings. So you get a dashboard overview where you can instantly see your leads, the recent activity of your leads, the sales pipeline. You get a quote path workflow, and this is a guided step-by-step process for quoting, basic info, discovery questions, underwriting. You get contact management, so you can keep every client's full history in one place. It offers marketing automation, so you can launch automated email campaigns, schedule calls and texts, and enroll clients. It also offers agency tools where you can manage multiple agents or brands under one account. It also offers reporting, so you can build, save, and export custom reports. And we offer training and support. So you can take advantage of the Insurio Academy. We offer built-in tutorials and contextual help to quickly learn and master the system. And this is by far my favorite feature of Insurio is you get a website automatically built for you. And now, without further ado, I'm going to hand the mic over to David.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, everybody, for being here and being interested in this topic. I am fired up. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm fired up about this one. I like this one a lot. And it's all about kind of a high altitude flyover on how to sell IULs, the concept of the max funded, specifically IULs, to maximize income. And I know it says to help your clients and maximize their income here. We're talking about retirement income. So what we want to do is utilize the different levers you can pull on an IUL to just maximize their cash accumulation so that they can take it later on in retirement. And I can show you how to do that tax-free and legally. Tax-free legally, which is good. And and I'll take this opportunity to remind everybody, we're having weekly webinars almost every week, at least, I believe. So sign up for those, show up for those, really good stuff. There's some in the can already if you want to take a look and pull them up and review what we've already done. Almost every Thursday, at least, we are doing those. So just a reminder about that. Today's agenda. We're going to go over why IULs are such an effective tool towards cash accumulation and retirement supplements. Max funded IULs for structure, growth, and tax benefits. I think that's what I was just talking about. And how to position IUL in retirement strategy. It's not the end all be all. It's not the one thing one should do. You probably want to be talking to somebody who has a diverse portfolio and has other strategies in place, but it is the answer to a lot of questions. It's the solution to a lot of potential problems. And go over again, as I often do, your role as a trusted advisor. Anybody who's been in any of my webinars or has talked to me as an agent learning anything will know that I early on say, hey, we're not here to be a sales agent. We're not here to be somebody who pushes product. It's not a one size fits all. You're a trusted advisor. We want to make sure you're talking to your client, figuring out what your client is all about, and then again, providing solutions and answers to their questions and potential problems. So keep in mind that we are talking about their financial portfolio. We're talking about their retirement, their savings, all these things, and never take that lightly. You're not a financial advisor unless you happen to be a financial advisor. Most of us are just licensed life insurance agents. But you can help them, you can advise them, you can listen to them, and again provide solutions and really good options for them that they may not have otherwise even known about. The bar for entering our industry is low. Basically, you got to read up, you got to take a test. If you can pass a test, if you're good at it, and you got some good uh, instruction on how to take the test, you're probably going to pass. Most people that I know pass on the first try or within the first 5 tries at least. And so the bar is low to get a license, but the bar to become a trusted advisor, like I want everyone to be, is high. It takes a skill level, it takes an approach that is different from just push, 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 sell, sell, sell. If you want to sell more life insurance, talk less about life insurance, more about your client. I know when I first started, and I just a little background, I got first licensed in 1996, so a little while ago. And back then, it was instructed. You do not even talk about life insurance for the first 5 minutes or so. So that was back in the day of the old kitchen table sit. Some of you might be familiar with that, where you go and knock on their door. You have an appointment, you show up for the appointment, you go in there and you read upside down from a binder and do a presentation, but never even talked about life insurance for at least 5 minutes. Um, Keep in mind that honest money goes further and lasts longer than fast money. Same kind of concept. You don't want to be a salesperson necessarily. You don't want to be just an agent. You want to be an advisor. You want to be honest with them. You want to know about them, ask questions about them, and figure out what their specific situation is, and really care about it. It makes it a lot more interesting anyway, and you'll have a more uh, lengthy and beneficial career. It's a good way to go about it. You'll be very happy, and so will they. Um, Always ask yourself if you do this for your own loved one. Uh, I had a guy, I was talking to him about one of these one time, and he said, "Would you sell this to your mom?" Well, you know what? That's a valid question. And yeah, in fact, I just not too long ago, just recently did a presentation on one of these for my daughter and son-in-law who are in Texas, and they've got their own agent. I'm not bitter or anything. It's a friend of the family, and so that agent was showing them an IUL, and I took it upon myself to run a different illustration for them and show them what I felt was a better way to go about it, with without any commission. Let the other guy take over from there. But anyway, so yes, absolutely, it's a good question to ask, and yes, absolutely, I would share this with my loved ones. And you also, on the other side of this coin, want to know what you don't want to be. You don't want to be this guy, the guy who pushes big death benefits for anybody and everybody. Uh, Typically, that's tied to commissions, something with high fees, somebody who doesn't have good customer relations, doesn't follow up with their clients, doesn't listen to their clients. Easy stuff here, right? um, has weak policy design. Sometimes you just don't even realize it's a weak policy design. You guys are going to learn in this presentation the difference between a good one and a bad one. And again, don't just push products. I'll give you an example of this, and you could probably find them yourself these days online. But there was, I don't know if it's still out there or not, but there was somebody out there really selling webinars on this similar topic of getting the money, taking loans out from a policy for small business owners. But the way they were going about it was they said, get $1 million in coverage, no matter what. They hadn't even talked to anybody yet. Whoever you are, get $1 million in coverage and make it whole life. Well, you know what? Whole life is probably the most expensive way to go about it. It's not a bad idea, and it's appropriate sometimes for sure, but it's not appropriate for everybody. It's not one size fits all, but they were doing a one size fits all presentation. And so these people that went to the webinar and paid good money for it, by the way, they were charging quite a good amount of money to attend these webinars. This one's free. You're welcome. And they didn't get any follow-up. They didn't get any support afterwards. They were just told, get $1 million in whole life, and they're finding out, oh my God, that's so expensive. I can't afford it. If I had money, I wouldn't need to get this to get a loan, because they were under the impression that they could just pay a monthly premium, get a whole life policy, and take out a substantial loan immediately, which just does not work. Um, so we don't simply sell a product, we help people. That's the goal. And again, you'll have a much more fulfilling, lengthy career in this industry if you do it this way. It's very satisfying. I'm not stressed. I'm happy to help people. It's a real good thing, and I've been doing this a little while. So we help people to pay less in taxes. I'm going to show you how to do that and why that's specific to this particular presentation and what we're doing and how we present these IULs. Grow their money safely. The title of this is the power of 0%. 0% comes into play here on a couple things. One is there's no risk of a loss. You got a floor of 0%. I'll touch on this in more detail later, but you've got a floor of 0%. You're not going to lose any money. And if you do it right, you get 0% taxes on the money that you take. So protect income for life. This can give you an income in retirement for 20 years to life, and as long as you do it right. And we're going to show you how to do it right.